Okay, so this is your second lesson for week 1. I know that there's been some confusion in terms of the grading and in terms of our schedule for this week, so I just wanted to quickly update you guys on that before we get into the next lesson. You should have all received the notification for a new posting for schedule for week 1. I will do my best to have this out at the beginning of the week for you guys. So this is just for this week. Okay, in the red here you'll see kind of the path. So that's what you should be completing in the order you should be completing it in. And then I have some directions and notes just to kind of go along with each item that you should be completing each week. This week has a lot because I included a few things from like our intro or things that I asked you guys to do before our official online school week started. So you had to do the Google form, which was a while ago, just to give feedback on your Wi-Fi and your interest in participating in a Google Hangout. You have to watch the introduction video and comment. And then you should have done step number 3 before you're watching this video. So that was watching the factoring review and the 1.1 video from earlier this week that was actually posted on Saturday. So depending on when you viewed that, you could have viewed it on Saturday, but it was meant for Monday. Okay, and it just gives you some updates on that stuff as well. In regards to the grades, and I think I explained it pretty well in this stuff, but let me just clarify again. It is going to be credit, no credit for a lot of the stuff that you're handing in, completion or incomplete, just so that I can get a feedback as to where you are with the content, and also gives me an idea of who's actually checking into Google Classroom and doing the practice problems and worksheets. I am not collecting the homework and the worksheets that are posted in Google Classroom. So if we go to like your 1.1 video and worksheet, you had 2 YouTube videos here, and then you had this Simplify PDF as well with some practice problems. I'm not collecting that, and you guys aren't going to submit that anyway to me. So that's for you guys to practice, and you practice what you need. So if you need to practice 1 or 2 problems, awesome, and you get the hang of it. If you need to do all 8 or 10 problems that were posted on there, then do all 8 or 10. I will post the answer key for all of the worksheets for that week towards the end of the week or the very beginning of the next week. So probably by Saturday of this week, or maybe Sunday or Monday of next week, you guys should get the answer key so you can go back and double check. And then as you're double checking, make a note of any ones that you want to go over. And Tuesdays and Thursdays for right now are going to be the days that we'll have some Google Hangouts. And that's a great time for you to log on to that. Just quickly ask your question. And if you're good, you can go ahead and sign off. If you just kind of want to stick around and see what other classmates are asking, then you can totally log on for the full half hour that those Hangouts are scheduled for. Okay, so that's for grades. Do not stress about having to do every single problem. Okay, pick ones that are going to help you. Pick ones that look a little easier to start with, and then pick one that looks a little bit more challenging to make sure you're fully understanding it. The way that I am going to be assessing you is through a Google form quiz. So you will see that, but I will take you back to our slides now. So it says warm up, you need to simplify and state the excluded value. This warm up problem you are actually going to submit in a Google form quiz. Okay, so I will not go over the answers for this warm up. You're going to do this on your own, simplify it, find the excluded values. Then you're going to go back to Google Classroom, and you will see a Google form quiz posted in this 1.2 video section. When you go to that Google form, it will tell you that you need to complete the warm-up problem from the video, so the one that we had just showed. Okay, this warm-up problem, you're going to complete that. And then you're going to submit your answer. Okay, that is the required question for you. You're submitting your answer. If you want, you can submit a picture file as well. That allows me just to check your work and see if you're understanding. So you can submit it on this Google form. You could also submit it, you should have gotten an email with a notification that I included a link for a Remind app. So if you go to Stream, here's your Remind app login or your class code. If that's easier for you to take a picture of your work and send it through a message on the Remind app, that's totally fine as well. You can send it to me that way. This Google form just allows me to check and see if you actually watched the video, because if you watched the video and did some practice problems, you should have a pretty good understanding of how to solve the warm-up problem. If you didn't, then it kind of gives me an idea that you haven't done the work up to this video so far, and it gives me an idea maybe of what questions or what problems I need to cover in addition. Okay, so this Google form, it will be graded, but again, it's going to be complete or incomplete. And then it just allows me, once I receive your response, whether it's a Google form that you submit here, or if you want to send in a picture on the Remind app too, if that's easier for you. Then I can give you instant feedback for that and let you know kind of where you went wrong, and lets me check too if you maybe mixed up how you add two numbers together or if you completely messed up the whole problem. Okay, so you will have at least one of these probably every single week of just a warm-up problem, but that I'm going to collect as a quiz or as